If you had a job where you come to work and people clap for you, it would change your entire mood.
Don't this hit make my people wanna jump? Don't this hit make my people wanna jump? Don't this hit make my people wanna jump?
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listings.
It won't take long when there's a song to help you set the pace.
This is pathetic.
Where we used to live. Why did you keep the mousetrap?
Life could be worse.
This is the worst. This is the worst. This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Send me a kiss, my wife. Baby, my heart's on fire.
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down.
I'm bag of pixie dust. Contraband.
They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Magic mirror on the wall. The fairest one of all.
Oh, bitch, you killed Kenny.
Kenny.
You fat hoe.
I get it. I'm not persecuted. I'm just an ass.
If you haven't subscribed to Lorraine yet and you're watching this, you suck.
Hey, everybody. Hello. How are you all doing this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are in the world watching this live or watching this on the replay? I'm Reina Creole, and of course, this is the Spice Lounge, where we give you those hot takes and spicy conversation about everything that's going on out there in pop culture. And it's me and some friends who want to, drop by and mix it up. And of course, you guys in the chat are our official co-hosts. You guys are our co-hosts, because I tell you, the stuff that you guys drop in the chat, we could do this show, but we could not do this show as fabulously without you guys. So a little bit of information, and yes, I broke a nail, so I had to fix it. Okay, I like girly stuff. Hey, that's just me. Anyway, when I first got into this whole YouTube thing, all I did was hang out in the chat, talk to people, throw stuff on screen, mix it up with whoever was on the stream. And that's what I love to do. So I remember what it's like being in the chat and, seeing who's live streaming and giving my 2 cents in the chat and meeting up with my friends in the chat. So I really love seeing the community and all you guys in this community that we're building together. And, God willing, if my channel blows up to like 10K, 20K, 30K, I'm going to miss these days of being able to individually say hi to people. So love the fact that you're here, and love the fact that one of my best buds, I love her to death. She's one of my wing women, like Retro Nerd Girl, and to bring on my girl Erica from Hanging with Erica and Rob. How you doing, darling?
Having popcorn.
I was about to say, what snack did you get?
I got popcorn and I got these knockoff organic Oreo cookies that taste like the old school Oreo cookies that we grew up with.
Ooh, the ones
Yeah,
that taste like they were made with lard.
I guess. I don't know. So good. It tastes like the ones from my childhood, and the cream is like creamy,
See, that's it.
just like it was in the 80s.
That cream, yes, and it had to have some lard in it. I don't know. I've had like frosting with lard in it. I've actually done that. Oh my gosh, it was so freaking good. I'm like this is so good.
Yeah,
So good. I nicknamed it
got lard
I
in
knew
it.
we called it crack, literally. We went the crack frosting. It was so darn good. I love buttercream, but that one it's like oof, man, freaking love it.
Are you
And
more cream or cookie?
I am more cream. I don't really like the cookie dry. However, I make a cookie pudding. So when the cookie is all soft, that's when I
That's the
like. That's what.
banana pudding is best when the cookies get all like spongy.
That's the recipe that I hacked because I don't I like vanilla wafers, but I don't really like them in.
Plain by
I
themselves.
don't like them in the banana pudding. I mean, it's okay. I'm kind of like, eh. And then I made a recipe where instead of vanilla wafers, I used your plain old sandwich cookies from Walmart.
What?
It was so good.
Huh.
And since I'm lactose intolerant, had to use coconut
Ah,
milk, and yes, it works with Jello pudding mix. It does. It does. I'm working actually on a cooking channel, folks. Actually got the artwork up, so that's going to be launching pretty soon. And Brian McCann says, if it tastes like the pre-2000s Oreo cookies, it's lard made. Okay, thank you, Brian McCann.
lard.
Lard rocks. I mean, one of the best things that I had over in the UK, and this was maybe about 10 years ago. So I don't know if they changed it. McDonald's fries are apple pies and lard. It was one of the best tasting things I ever had. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Of course, Crystal here in the South, they do fry their apple pies in lard. I asked,
Mm.
they confirmed, and it does. It comes out of the fryer and it's so flaky and
Mm.
flaky and crunchy and crispy and when it
McDonald's
gets
out here fries their apple pies. Oh my gosh. In the States, they bake them. They used to fry them. Now they bake them. I'm like, y'all suck.
yeah, they bake them in McDonald's. That was the worst freaking thing. But if you're in the South and you go to Crystal, that like that fast food chain, they still fry their apple pies
Mm.
in lard because let's face it, in the South you got to fry everything.
Mhm.
Oh, if you don't fry it, it sucks. But what doesn't suck is all of you guys in here. I see you starting to come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's see who we got in the chat with us. We have got Snortopupus. Says hello,
Hello,
humans
Snortopus.
and other critters. Our Pull the Bear from Pinellas County. Good to see you. Good to see you. Brian McCann doing the countdown there. Good seeing you.
Mhm.
You got DJ Knight. It's hi Lorena. Sorry, it's allergy season. I need peppermint tea, so
Hello, DJ Knight.
I'm swilling that tonight. And let's see. Brian McCann says, I thought the trailer
Mm.
looked very good, but Silver, Shalabal, Surfer, Swap kills my hype for the film. Things look great. Herbie, great. Galactus, awesome. Surf her. They had to F it up in one place. Well, we're going to talk about that trailer because I have thoughts. Your girl, I didn't collect the Fantastic Four comics per se. It was usually always some kind of crossover. But that was those characters were ones I kept track of a lot. So I was hyped. The first Fantastic Four movie, I loved that one. Okay, I did. I love Jessica Alba as a blonde. I love that. Michael Chiklis as as Ben Grimm. The thing. I loved him. The reboot, no. And well, we'll talk about this one. There's a lot to say about it. A lot to say about it. Hey man, hey Ron, how you doing? I know he's been doing a lot today, so he's just chilling. I'm quite out of it, but I will say thumbs up for Dog Man. Awesome. We're gonna talk about that because as many things as I like to poo poo about what Hollywood does, I like bringing up things that not only do well, but things that are safe for families. That is important to bring up. So yeah, actually, I plan to go watch it. Actually, F4 trailer makes the movie seem pointless. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that too. It's there's some stuff I like, and a lot of things I don't like per se. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. Hey, Tom F, good to see you, my dear. Saying hey to DJ Knight. And of course, I see Erica there. She's waving to us. We have got Peter with us as well. He says, hellos. That's a crazy, is that a hamster? I don't know, but I love it.
It's cute. I think it's a guinea pig.
It's so cute. It's cute and lethal at the same time. That's my favorite. Like, have you ever seen oh my gosh, you've seen the movie The Dark Crystal, right?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever seen it? Okay, there's a character called Fizzgig, and it looks so cute. And then it opens its mouth and it has so many teeth, it looks like a freaking terror.
Oh wow.
It's the wildest thing I'd ever seen. It's hilarious. Hey Tina, good seeing you here,
Hi,
my
Tina.
dear. Always good seeing you, looking cute with your avatar there. And Bonzo Kilmore says, what's cracking party people? Well, we are all here hanging out with us. And let's see, weird, 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 weird. Maybe I should get that clip too. And you know, it might drive people nuts. Hey, Undead Nerds is going down to Bayou. I think of the Water Boy when I hear that. That's a funny move. If you love football, if you want to know the difference between Cajun and Creole, Cajun is the Water Boy. Creole would be Interview with the Vampire. But that movie is so darn funny. Water Boy is so freaking funny. Oh my gosh. Hey, Keely Chow, good seeing you. Good seeing you. This is hey everybody. Well, hey everybody, and roll tide. Here's a new rule: the Reina call female silver surfer silver bikini. Okay, that's nicer than what I was gonna say. Not nicer, but it's gonna be kind of crass. Well, not really crass. It would be very, very hick Southern. But I'll drop that later because I can say what I want after 30 minutes. Keep this stream monetized. FF trailer looks kind of meh. We'll see what the field trailer looks like. Absolutely. Thanatos Felicitas says, hello, everyone. Well, hello, my dear. Hello, my dear. And Tina says, love seeing you on Pro, Lorena. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I try to make it on Pro when I can. And of course, Erica's on the Pro show as well. Very, very grateful that Pro brings me on and brings Erica on as well. I always have a great time when I'm over there. Someone dropped something in the land of Epcot. Oh, I'm trying not to think about that, dude.
Oh, dude, like the worst thing just came through my mind when you typed that. I'm thinking like, I'm not gonna say it right now.
No, let's just
Y'all
say
thinking it anyways.
they had a problem that needed Roto-Rooter to come and solve it. And it's not fixed. And it's next to the food court.
Oh, that's so gross.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
it's not good. Not good. Not good. Oh, fix it, Disney. Fix it. Fix it.
Our
Fix it.
place,
Fix it.
a place where
Fix
there's
it.
like
Fix
so much food, a food court and a sit down restaurant with a character greeting too.
it. Mm-hmm. Yep. The Garden Grill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't been. I haven't been there. Enjoy this intimacy while you can. Both. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll miss it. And instead I'll have to do like some other people saying, can the mods do X, Y, and Z? I've seen some big streamers do that. They're like, can the mods do X, Y, and Z? And they literally have their mods like in a group chat to like signal them
Mm-hmm.
on stuff. Hey, Chef Nation says, good evening, beautiful people. It's going to be fantastic. I have some issues with the trailer big time. Well, we are going to talk about
Mm.
that because the more I think about it, the more kind of irritated I get with some things. But we gonna
Can we
talk.
just say how adorable his dog is in his profile picture?
Oh, her dog
So
is,
freaking
yes.
cute.
That is Little
Oh my
Chef.
gosh.
Yes, like Little Chef
Oh,
from
is that his name?
Ratatouille.
Little Chef?
Yes. Yes.
What? Oh my god.
Yes.
That's so cute. Oh my gosh.
When I go to the
Ah.
Magic Kingdom or when I'm in a Disney park, I purposely look for like
Mm.
the pet stuff. Her dog is so cute, so cute, and he knows my name. He knows my voice.
Aw. Oh my gosh.
It's the cutest thing. Chef Nation's been one of like my OG supporters on the channel. She is awesome. The only thing better than lard is bacon fat. You got that right.
Yeah.
You
Oh
got that.
man.
Oh, you got that right. I had to
Oh.
render some bacon fat to make
Mm.
the roux for my gumbo. And the only thing that I might say is better than lard, but it's a bit too expensive, will be duck fat. That's like God tier.
Oh, I've never used it, but I've heard it's really good.
I have heard that a lot of Creole chefs. It's like duck fat. That is like
Liquid gold, huh?
yes,
For cooking.
bacon fat. Bacon fat is too. So it's like bacon fat. On the tier, it's like lard, well, they're butter, lard, bacon fat, and then duck fat.
There's a German place here, and they changed their recipe of their potato soup. They used to put pork belly, which is basically bacon, in it, and you could taste. Oh,
Mhm.
it tasted so good. They stopped putting it in there. Now it's just bland,
Oh,
and it's terrible.
bacon
I'm like, y'all
is
suck. Like, why are you
bacon.
gonna do that? I was like, where all the flavor was at
Yeah,
in that pork belly. Like, what?
bacon is one of the best, cheapest ways to get the bang for your buck, and so much food. Hey, Guy Scar, how you doing? She says, "Hola, hermana. Hola, hermano. ¿Cómo estás? Good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. We got the Ginger Ninja who's going to be in town soon. I cannot wait to talk to him. I'm hoping one day I can get to go visit Japan. He knows. I'm like, I want to go. It's like if you come here, let me know. I so want to go.
I want to go back. I want to go back to Okinawa.
Ooh, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that.
Mhm.
I would love to be there for like it 2 weeks is probably as much as my bank account would be able to stand because there's
Yeah.
just too much stuff, that I want. Hey, Amanda says, hello, lovely Lorena, enchanting Erica, and cheery chat. How is everybody doing today? We are doing amazing. So glad
Good.
you are here with us. F4 2005 was awesome. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And there's something about that I'm going to talk about in relation to the trailer. And hello, Juliet says good morning, Lorena, Erica, and Chat. Good to see you. And Peter says it's a clay membrane guinea pig. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. king guinea pig, and I never see the dark crystal kicker off the show. You got it. It's one of the coolest things that the Henson Creature Shop did. Like after I think the first Muppet movie, then they did the Dark Crystal. It's a crazy fantasy one. It's great. It's great. The fact they didn't show Reed stretching says yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. The mom is here. Good to see you. Good to see you. Bacon fat. Yep. Bacon fat for the win. Bacon fat for the win. Bacon fat, good seasoning. Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed. It's so good. Ah, tell him I said hello. I said hello. He's so cute. Dylan Soup says, hey, Lorena and Erica. Sup, chat. Sup, chat. And, oh, a couple of pounds. I'm so jealous. Poured off the fat to cook with. I need to do that to all like my bacon stash and just knock it out and get it done. It's so delicious. Smoked pork products, awesome. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, Cynthia Carter's making me hungry.
These things are ugly. I'm watching the trailer in silent of the Dark Crystal.
It is. It's. I love that movie.
I'm trying to remember if like my parents ever rented it, and I was 2 years old when the movie came out.
And
I have no
recollection of it.
I have no recollection. And this would have been something they would have rented and thrown at us on a Friday night when they went out
Yeah.
to eat, and big sister babysits us, and I'm kind of surprised. Unless they did, I just don't remember. I may have been too
That
young.
could be possible. Well, the Ginger Ninja says, I laughed at the scene in the Never Ending Story when Artax died. Should I be worried? No, Ginger Ninja, I didn't like the Never Ending Story either. I really didn't. I didn't laugh when Artax died, but I did not like that film. I probably would have done just like your daughter, honestly, but it's okay. I turned out all right. I turned out okay. Yeah, and the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer tomorrow. After Jurassic
another
World
one.
Fallen Kingdom, no.
Um,
I just I'm
yeah,
rooting for the dinosaurs. What about you, Erica?
yeah, they're really creating a whole new world with Jurassic Park. Like literally, it's a whole thing that they're doing for the next, I don't know, decade probably, just to drag it out and make money.
The bacon. Oh, I believe it.
Not
Did
the
you dip
fat,
it in
ha ha.
chocolate? Did you dip it in chocolate?
Oh,
That's what I want to do. I need to dip it in chocolate. Like they have the bacon at the Polynesian, it's like dark
mhm.
chocolate, and they have milk chocolate,
Wow.
and they dip the bacon in the chocolate. It's so daggone good.
I
It
like
really
dipping
is.
maple syrup or just syrup. That
Mm.
sweet and savory. Yeah.
Mm. I think you'd like it, DJ Knight. I think so. I have kicked myself off the show accidentally. I have done that. Because I have a gaming mouse and it's got the buttons on the side, and I accidentally clicked it and boom, I kicked my own self out. So let's put it this way. If you start streaming and worry about making a mistake, don't. You're going to be making plenty of mistakes,
Mm.
especially kicking yourself out of your own stream. Triple feature: Dark Crystal, Labyrinth, and The Last Unicorn. Oh, that last
Yeah.
one will make me
We
cry.
watched
The last.
Labyrinth, and I remembered, I don't quite remember the movie, but I know The Last Unicorn. I know that my parents, we rented that. Labyrinth, I remember. That one I for sure.
Yeah, Labyrinth. That was the one with the. Oh my gosh. Is David Bowie in that one? Trying to remember. It wasn't Sting.
You,
I think it was David Bowie. I don't think it was Sting.
I forget his name. He was a rock star, or at least he looked like one.
Yeah. Speaking of gaming, when are you jumping on Rivals? Girl, let me tell you. Let me tell this story. So you know the gaming PC that I'm building, right? It was working fine for 3 months. I had to go send the motherboard back to the manufacturer because it wasn't working. They had to fix the CPU socket. So they did that, brought it back, put everything back together. Boom. Sailing like no problem. Then about 2 weeks ago, the AIO, the pump that liquid cools the CPU,
Yeah.
the temperature started spiking. And I'm like,
Oh.
I've never seen that before. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's, maybe it's just temporary. And I just let it
Mhm.
shut down or like sleep overnight. I wake up in the morning, I turn the computer on, nothing.
Uh-oh.
Everything turns on but the AIO pump. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I flashed the CMOS, like it crashed. Then it flashed the CMOS. I'm like, okay, this is going to work. This is going to work. I'm playing Infinity Nikki. Whole system goes down. So I contact NZXT and they're like, yeah, that shouldn't happen with the pump. So needless to say, I sent them my pump. They're sending me a new one. So as soon as I get the new one and reconnect everything back up together, if it's still not working, then I'm going to have to drop it off at the local PC shop. And I'm pretty sure they would appreciate the money. I mean, it was working flawlessly. I was so freaking proud of myself. And I downloaded Marvel Rivals and I played the test, the tutorial. But then I started
Mhm.
playing Infinity Nikki and I got sucked into that. That one I get to like knock out uh knock out bad guys and get gorgeous freaking looking outfits. So yeah. Yeah. That's the saga. So wait for it to come back. It's right here. Hey Braylon, how you doing?
Hi.
Just got done being on my show with YouTube talking about how Six Flags can be the theme park brand of the fans. Glad to be here. Yes, they could actually do that. I can see that with Six Flags. Six Flags used to be, well, in a way it kind of still is lower down there in the totem pole, but they're starting to change things, merging and getting better, and Disney's just went down there. Oh, I was right. It was David Bowie. Okay. You have to see it. David Bowie he didn't even look like David Bowie. It's just so freaking cool how he looks like, what he looks like in Labyrinth. And Jennifer Connelly. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Real Wade Nation. Good to see you. Good to see you. Watching the Phantom of the Opera. That
Oh,
is
that's a good one.
that's a good movie. I don't like musicals unless somebody dies, and Phantom of the Opera is one of my favorites to watch. I do.
It's so morbid the way you say that. Unless somebody dies.
I have a theater
The look on
kid.
your face when you say that, unless somebody
Unless
dies.
somebody dies, and Camera Girl will tell all her theater friends, "Yeah, my mom does not like musicals unless someone dies in it. Then
Somebody
she's
dies.
really and they're just like, what?" And then she'll tell them which ones I like, and they're like, "Oh, okay, okay, yeah, yeah, those are pretty good. Those are pretty good." All right, well, let's get on with the hot topics before we get to the main topic. 96 of you guys in here hanging with us. We sure do appreciate it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that little heart symbol if you're watching over there on X, heart the live stream. I would really, really, really appreciate that. Let's see here. Let's start out with some fabulous, fabulous news because this comes from Universal via Entertainment Weekly. Dogman bites off 36 million, barks its way to number one at the weekend box office. If you have any kids who have ever read the Captain Underpants books, And I happened to read one, and sorry, not sorry, I was laughing my ass through the whole book, because it's like it's written like a graphic novel, and there's like a
Hmm.
whole bunch of these books, and Dogman is another one from the author Dav Pilkey, and basically it's this, how it starts out, or how it came to be, is that there was a cop with his canine partner, and some accident happened where basically they had to fuse both of them together. So it's like the top is the dog and the bottom is the man, and he's Dog Man, and he's a cop
Oh my
fighting crime.
gosh.
So that's like the whole thing. And the kids like freaking love it. It's funny. It gets the kids to read because it's a book with words in
Mm.
it. It's a nice balance. So even for kids who don't really like to read, they look at the pictures
That'd
and
be
they,
me.
what's going on and all the action that's going on. So it's hilarious.
Is it geared to uh little ones, like the Peppa Pig crowd, like toddlers and like maybe
No,
like young elementary school, or is it like for just anybody?
I would say I would say young elementary school, like second
Mm,
grade and
okay.
second grade and up. I would say second grade to sixth grade. That's kind of how that is, and it is a family film. Yeah, but yeah, it's like this one isn't like a super. It's like a niche one. I would say, and this is only the first weekend, but this is one of those films I want to say like Migration, which
Mm,
kind of comes out and then people go to see it, but once it goes on streaming, yet again, it's going to get more money, because
yep.
unfortunately, or fortunately, but like when movies come out like this, folks are like, is it safe to take my kids? Is it not safe? It's not safe to take my kids, but it is, and it's getting a lot of traction. So I
Mm,
like to talk about the wins out there. And I like the fact that, it's a positive depiction of the police. What's the coolest cops out there is the one is the canine cop, right? Gotta
the one
wait
in
for
the
the
picture there?
Yeah, yeah, it's
I have to watch.
hilarious. Hilarious. I mean, the styling of this movie could be an animated series as well if they want to spin this off on Peacock. Yes,
Oh.
it's a good mix, adults and kids.
You think it'd compete just as well up against Bluey?
It's I would say it's a different audience. I don't think it's as much of a world sensation as Bluey, because Bluey
Mhm.
is predominantly on streaming, and Dogman is mainly just novels. So I think Bluey is much more popular.
Mhm.
But this one, to be at the movies, is actually doing pretty well. I would
Surprised they
say,
haven't come out with a Bluey movie just to give it a real punch.
yeah, supposedly they're working on it. I'm like, I can't
Oh boy,
wait
watch
to
out.
freaking see this. But this is more, and I want to say this is actually geared more towards boys.
Mm.
That's also another niche market. I see boys who like Bluey, but Bluey seems to skew more towards girls because Bluey is a girl, Bluey and her sister. But this one skews more towards
Oh.
boys. So boys who like Paw Patrol. I don't even want to talk about how crazy Paw Patrol is. Shoot, try to get those Paw Patrol Paw Patrol toys. They are something else. And Peter says DreamWorks. Yeah, that's Spielberg's company. Spielberg used to be DreamWorks SKG. Spielberg,
Mhm.
Katzenberg, and Geffen. So Universal's got has got another one up there. Going Shoki says Disney has a great series for kids that they've utterly abandoned that could be on par with Dog Man and Captain Underpants. Recess. That
Ooh,
was
I
good.
love Recess. I will say, my younger sister, they have Disney Plus, and the only thing they watch on Disney Plus is Recess. Every Saturday morning, those kids get up early, and you could and that's the first thing you hear that wakes you up in the morning because kids, they don't, understand sound levels when the TV's on, so they have it, like, blasting, and you just that's all you hear is Recess for, like, 5, 6 hours until lunch.
I know when my nieces and nephews were here, like for Christmas, I did not have my television. They had the remote. Hey Siri, play Bluey. It's like, super loud because they have to feel like they're in the action. That's for sure.
Mm.
I low key want to see Dog Man as an old fan of the books. I do too. I really, really do. And I love anything in a way that makes kids want to read. Same thing with the Harry Potter books. Kids were reading who would never read like that, before. So yeah, the
It
books.
made me I couldn't get through the first book. It took me 3 months to get through the first book because I kept stumbling over the words.
I knew
It
people
was
I
bad.
worked with who would read it like at lunch. I'm just like, don't tell me what happened. Do not freaking tell me what happened. I need to watch it myself. Paw Patrol is fire. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I like the little pink dog. I think that's Sky. She's so cute. Don't mess with her though. Recess was fun. They got James Woods as the villain in the Recess movie Schools Out. Oh, when I saw Schools Out, I thought it was the Fairly Odd Parents because there's a Fairly Odd Parents special called Schools Out, which is
Mm.
freaking hysterical, actually. That is
Aren't
cool that
you
they got
house of a
him.
whole idiot?
Oh, idiot. Well, you're a girl. Nobody cares what you think. There's a girl in a comic shop. Nothing makes sense.
She's all yapping and he's all spaced out like this. Who cares what you say? Because you're a girl now.
Dang, that cartoon was funny. Oh, and I tell you, so that's what's going on with Dog Man. And well, speaking of a man who has a dog that had a serious behavioral problem, coming to us from Variety, and maybe they're doing a Weekend at Bernie's revival, but Joe Biden has signed with CAA, which is one of the top, they have the casting agents. They're one of the top casting agents in LA.
Oh,
So,
wow.
former President Biden has signed with CAA, and he was actually previously represented by CAA during his following his 8-year term as the 47th vice president of the United States. So, he had his best-selling memoir, Promise Me Dad, sold more than 85,000 tickets nationwide and headlined numerous speaking engagements. What
So,
do you think of this, Erica?
are they gonna make a movie about him and he's gonna be in it playing himself?
That could very well be it. Or he shows
Alright,
up in
just think about
cameos
that
like
one for a
Stacey
second.
Abrams showed up in
Could
Star
you
Trek.
imagine how that movie would look with his dementia? Could you imagine being on set, having to deal with that? I gotta tell you, I worked in a nursing home. It is not fun. They get mean, and they can get violent too when they're not in their right frame of mind. But I
I,
mean, it can make work very amusing. It's never a dull moment.
I just can't wait to see this entourage and the agents trying to set him up, keep him on track. It's
They
got
would
to be
need
a
a whole nursing staff on hand, even a CNA to change his diapers.
oh, they would get it. That's how agents are. What do you need? What do you need? As long as their client is making that money. CAA, are they that desperate? You know
Oh, that's
what?
a way to put it, right?
That is.
Hmm.
It's just like, how desperate are you to sign this dude who most of the time doesn't know where he is, walks the other way, gets lost in the jungle in Brazil, and nobody freaking cares?
Seems
Why?
to lose his bowels at the
Yeah.
weirdest, odd, and most wrong times.
I, the only thing that I can
Mm.
think of is Orange Man bad, so we're gonna bring this guy in, throw him in as a cameo. That's all we gotta freaking do.
Maybe
It.
it's for a documentary?
I
Do
don't
they
think.
even do I don't know this. Do they do documentaries?
I
I don't know, like, what this CAA company really does. You said
well,
casting, but I don't really
yeah,
know
they're
what that
casting.
means.
Well, they're the eight. Well, let's put it this way: not the casting, but the representative agents. Basically, think like have you seen Entourage?
Damn. I
Ari, if
wanna
you
say
see
I
the
have.
character of Ari
I just
Gold, they're the ones that go out and get their clients jobs. So they're the ones
Oh,
hustling the
wait a second.
casting agent,
I
hustling
think
the studio heads. They are worse than lawyers.
is this the one Jennifer Lopez was in?
She
Was it that one?
No, I don't think she was an Entourage.
Or was there a group of women that hustled these, like, rich men?
Oh, no. No, Entourage was a
Okay, I'm
show
thinking
on
of the wrong thing.
HBO, which if you wanna know
Hmm.
what Hollywood is
Rather
like,
have it.
go and watch it. It is so freaking true, but that's what agents are. They're like lawyers, but with Hollywood with, like, LA tans, and that's basically what they are. The only
Mhm.
people more demanding than celebrities are their agents.
Hmm.
Yes, because when the
Wow.
celebrities have mental breakdowns and can't figure out what's going on with their life, their agents are usually the ones trying to freaking calm them down. I've seen that happen in action, actually. So I
Weird.
can't imagine what a set is going to look like when Biden has one of his bouts of dementia and they have to stop filming. I'm going to say right now, anybody who has to edit any Biden footage, I'm going to pray for you.
Oh
They need to
god.
pay you extra.
Now does this do they also, do I don't know, like books? Are they in it on the publishing?
I think they,
Aside from acting, because there's, books too. I didn't know if maybe he's gonna write a
uh,
book or are they gonna line him up, put him in front of a camera,
I don't,
or
he
both.
would have to have a literary agent. CAA might have a literary division. I don't know for sure. Anytime I hear of CAA or William Morris, there's another one that came up too. And I think boy, they absorbed William Morris, but they're mostly film and television booking out in LA. Chef Nation says new Marvel villain incoming, the Sleeping Joe.
I just unless they're going to cast other people to represent his life, like an autobiography, and they just want him to give his input. But even then, you gotta catch him when he's lucid,
Mhm.
I mean, it's not that simple when you're dealing with someone who's in and out of reality, and very frequently too. I mean, I gotta tell you that he has declined fast over the last 4 years, and when you see someone decline that fast, uh, his days are numbered, like, I'm sorry, he's aging so quickly, and the dementia, I have a feeling it may not be long, just of old age, you know?
It may be more for, well, definitely, it may be maybe for documentaries, because with CAA, that's like mainly the face.
Film.
They want the face. They want film, television, for however bit that they can get him for. But honestly, I think it's mainly because of Orange Man Bad, and they
Sorry, Tom.
Tom is killing me. I have to laugh. There was a period in my life where I had to deal with this type of stuff with casting agents and, you know, television TV agents, and they're all freaking, well, most of them, 99.9% of them are smarmy as I don't know what. But yeah, Queen Camilla said yes. Oh, not casting Joe Biden, but I would love to see somebody do a spoof and show that. Yes, he did. And you know the Brits are
Really? I
crazy.
did not know that.
Oh yes, he
I
cracked
heard
off a
King
butt
Charles.
trumpet.
I heard
They caught her on a hot bike. It's a hot bike, and she told somebody you could not ignore how loud it was when Biden ripped one off. Out of all places, to rip off a fart, you're gonna do it in front of the Queen of England.
I just got like when you're sitting in church and you just don't expect it, and the kid or the old man in front of you just rip right at the most quietest part of the whole service. And
No.
everybody has experienced it if you grew up going to church. It has at least happened once. And if it wasn't you and your family, it was somebody else's.
I can't remember what he did anyway. I'm sorry. When I heard, sorry, not sorry. When I heard that he ripped off of all places, of all,
Oh,
yeah, yes, he did. He
I did
ripped
not
off a
know that.
fart worse than a hippo. Yes, he totally freaking did. That Arnold. Well,
I'm the
yeah.
queen. Uh,
Well,
it's
granted, not for nothing, but it was Camilla. Uh, it seems that the UK has come around to tolerating her in
oh
a
man, talk
way.
about blowing out of your ass.
Oh God, I don't know. I don't know. With Biden, it's more than likely. I don't know who did this. I still think it's elder abuse to have him call him out for stuff like this, but we shall see what happens because this is going to be a darn circus.
He doesn't even remember that it happened.
Nope.
He probably has no recollection of it. Like, what? What are you talking? If
Maybe
he
that
even
is.
remembers meeting her and going to the UK, that's another thing.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, dementia can really, ooh, it can get nasty. I mean, that's what Alzheimer's is. It's just a very severe form of
Mhm.
dementia.
I feel bad for whatever production assistant has to deal with this dude. Just it's a mess.
You've
But
got you've got to be really patient and you have to know reverse psychology to effectively communicate with them. And when they're out of their minds and they're hallucinating or they think they're somewhere where they're not, like you have to actually play along with them because if you don't, they get agitated and that's when they can get violent. Like,
mhm.
they'll come at you swinging, gosh, I could tell you stories from my grandparents to
Mhm.
nursing homes. Sorry.
Their CAA is going to wind up hiring whatever nurses they need to hire to put up with this dude, and they're going to have to pay out the nose because who the heck really wants to deal with Joe Biden? And yeah, again, it is elder abuse. So But then again, this is Hollywood, so all they
Yeah.
want to do is just, chew you up, spit you
It's for
out.
their gain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they just wanna make money off of him, and they know he's a controversial president. They can really spin a documentary in any way they want, and it'll make money, you know?
Thanatos says, I have a friend who could not take care of his mother because of dementia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
can get really bad.
it can get really, really bad. Well, speaking of really, really bad, and I'm gonna laugh at this in a way because I got really irritated at the Academy for having the audacity to nominate a biological man for Best Actress category. And not only that, but you didn't hear a peep out of any women in Hollywood pushing back on it either.
Of course not, because Lord forbid that they're labeled as some kind of phobic, some kind of phobe of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
Istanphobe and all
Grogu.
of that. And I'm just like, hey, Guru, how you doing? Let you up there. Yeah, I said, at first I was kind of aggravated and really offended. And I'm like, you know what? It would serve all of them right if Miss Carla, and now he identifies as a she. I'm gonna say that Miss Carla. I was like, well, what if Miss Carla does win? I mean, wouldn't that just be the ultimate humiliation for this nonsense that they've, bought into? So I'm like, hey, I'm all for it. Let's see what's gonna happen. Well, my guess is somebody really took offense to that and went digging through her tweets. And let me tell you the stuff that they dug up. Erica, are you up to, did you know anything about this story, first of all?
No, I saw it, in our chat, and I looked it up earlier, but I've never heard of this person. I first time hearing about it, and had read about it earlier today, or skimming really through the article.
Well, there's a film
Um,
called, oh, sorry, go ahead, my dear. I didn't mean to cut you off.
oh no, you're fine. I was just clearing my throat.
There's a film called Emilia Perez, and I want to thank Paulie of the Latino Slant for bringing it to my attention. Apparently, it's a story about this Mexican drug dealer who underwent transition surgery to become a woman, and there's actually a musical number about transitioning.
I did
And from
not know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
and from what Paulie was telling me, and this movie is made by people like over in France, it is probably one of the most racist things he has ever seen.
Oh, geez. That's
I'm
saying a lot coming from
paraphrasing.
him.
Yeah, in basic paraphrasing, he was not pleased with the nomination at all. And that got on my radar. I'm like, really? So I haven't seen the film. I don't ever plan to see the film. I'll just go with what Paulie says because he's the
Yeah.
authority on it. But apparently, a bunch of quote unquote racist, Islamophobic tweets were discovered and dumped on X. And
I saw that. Yeah,
apparently,
I read that part.
yeah, apparently the age of cancellation is not quite over yet.
Oh.
She went dark. She shut down her ex. Then she went on CNN and like got interviewed and, cried and basically said, I'm not a racist. I'm not, not this, not that. Some of her, one of her quotes, I believe, one of her tweets was kind of taken out of context. Well, I won't say taken
Mm,
out of context. People couldn't see below what she was saying. Like you had the thing that happened with George Floyd. Yes, he was
mhm,
absolutely a piece of crap, but no, he did not deserve to, you know, be yeeted the way
mhm,
that he was. And what she was saying is, why is he some kind of hero? You know,
mhm.
You have some people that they will only see Black people as less than, and that's not right either. Well, I got her
Mhm.
point. And there's other people who have made that point who happen to be Black, but because she is not, at least she's Spanish, it it went south. It went south.
Mm.
She would talk about being in Spain, picking up her kids, and it seemed like there were so many people there, so many women. They were dressed, in burqas, and it wasn't a good look. It was her opinion, so I'm just like, I don't really see a problem. It's her opinion. Well, Hollywood have basically decided to eat their own, and if you think that's bad, apparently Netflix is not paying for any of her transportation costs for
Oh
all the
boy.
stuff that's happening the week before the Oscars. They're not paying for that. They're not paying for her styling. She's basically been erased from attending any of those events.
Jeez.
And in the ads, for your consideration for the
Mhm.
Oscars, they do like campaigns. It's like in the trades and everything. She's erased. Like,
Wow. So she was on the pathway to winning an Oscar, or at least being nominated for an Oscar, and
mhm.
because of these tweets that were dug up on her, now Hollywood's just canceled her. Or him,
Yeah.
I should say, because it's a
Yes.
man, right? I'm gonna say
It
him
is.
because I'm not about to offend God here.
It's a man. It's a man. And I switched between the both to kind of show the absurdity
Yeah.
of what it is. And again, the absurdity of you nominated a biological man in a category for best actress. As a woman, I'm freaking offended. But you have these Hollywood folks out there who they won't say a freaking word. They will not
No,
say a
they won't.
word. You talk about, let's uplift women. Really? This is a biological man.
Yeah, but it sucks because they're brainwashed to believe that if you're trans, then you have to accept the uh gender that that person identifies with, and they go along with it, and then if you say otherwise, oh, you're being
Mhm.
offensive, and they come at you like, I mean, they come at you like hornets. So, yeah, no one's gonna say anything because people are saving their own rear ends and their own reputations, which really sucks because like 98% of the rest of us think it's absurd and stupid and it shouldn't even be a thing. I mean, look how the country voted for Trump. eh, And that was one of the big issues, was to bring common sense back into play where there's only two genders and where
Exactly.
men can't play in women's sports.
Mhm.
A lot of people are in favor of that. But Hollywood, like everyone's saying in our group, they live in a bubble. They're in their own little world, and they have I don't know what it is about that. You understand that bubble more than I do because you lived out there in LA, but I still have a hard time comprehending that mentality. I'm like, Jesus, like, okay.
Girl,
I'm like, I just take your word for everything.
that's why I couldn't wait to get the heck out of there. I'm just like, I will say one thing about LA. LA made me into an even more firebrand of conservative living out there because of all the
Mm.
stuff that I saw with what was going on. And Hollywood, basically everyone else is flyover country, including Orange County. Anything outside of the 101, the 405, and
Mm.
anything west of La Brea, that's all they care about. Everything else, forget it.
Wait,
So trying to, support the current thing with being stunning and brave and nominating a biological man who transitions to say that he's a woman fits perfectly with the best actress category, according to, folks at the Academy.
I find it funny and this like blessing in disguise how this has played out, because now they're probably forced to have to actually choose a real woman for the award. So I just kind of funny how that just kind of played out. It just interesting to me, you know.
Well, this is
But
just
at the same time, it's still messed up. You know that the
yeah,
fact that they were even remotely okay with.
yeah.
Why couldn't they just created a trans category? I mean, and let a actual woman win,
Well, that would be
a biological woman
segregation.
win. I mean,
That would be segregation according to how weird these people think. You can't
oh
ha-
really?
you can't
Jeez.
have that. You know, you
They
can't.
already segregate themselves by calling themselves trans women and trans men. I'm a biological woman. Do you see me adding the word trans to that? I'm surprised they don't find the word trans offensive. I mean, if they really earnestly identify as a certain sex, then wouldn't you just want to be called that gender without the trans added to that? That's what I don't get. Like they not it doesn't they're not
It is.
firing off on all pistons, that's for sure.
Yeah, Zoe Saldana, she's being polite, but she's basically pissed. As an Afro Latina, I know she's especially pissed because I'll say this: a lot of people like to talk about prejudice and racism in the United States.
Mhm.
Prejudice and racism against Black people is even worse in Latin American countries. I have cousins who've told me. I've done research about all that, and that's a dirty secret that no one seems to talk about very much. They don't make the equivocation. It's just, only America's racist. I'm like, no,
Mhm.
especially as, Latin America got 3/4 of the enslaved Africans from Africa during slavery. Yeah, that actually happened. But what happened, and this is just me putting on my Slytherin hat, I think, and it was a woman who uncovered these tweets. I think someone really got offensive, like it got all up in their feelings, and they said, "You
Right?
know what? You think this is
I'm gonna
funny?
expose you.
I'm gonna expose the heck out of you. I'm gonna go through those, not say a word, stealth going in, crawling through the trees, going through the Wayback Machine, so you have backups, shots, all of that, going back years. Because this chick, no one knew who he or she was. Pull up all that information and say, bam, what are you going to do about it? What's the worst thing that you could be called in Hollywood right now, considering how Hollywood claims to be tolerant and all of that? You call somebody racist, you're gonna call somebody Islamophobe. Oh, woo, whoo. So yeah, it took it. It probably did. I know it would take me 2.5, maybe, if I don't stop to
Jeez.
get some coffee or something like
Mhm.
that. I
But it
bet you
makes you
that's
wonder, like, really makes you question, like, who was it? Who was this person that, went behind everybody's back and just to dig all this dirt up. I'm gonna expose it. I
she.
would love to know who that person is.
I'm trying to figure out
And I
who.
agree. I think it's a girl. There is no other. I don't think a man would really care. A woman would. So I can totally
No,
see it being a woman.
that is some serious, no joke. I'm not gonna make an assumption, but I will. I will say, considering how this woman over here is dressed on the left, I would assume that she's a Muslim.
Mhm.
I don't like to assume, but I would assume that she could possibly be of African descent.
Mhm.
So she claims, I'm not a studio plant, but she just got picked. Yes, there's church ladies on every street corner. Uh huh. Yes, that's exactly what it was. exactly what it is. All you have to do is find that information. You just get one pissed off person. That's why when a lot of these software companies, when stuff starts going crazy, and they're like, who sent us this malware? You just need one pissed off developer. That's it. That's it. That's 100% it. And that's all you need. Yeah, she said people looked at him and looked at black people as
Yeah.
if they were that how because of what George Floyd was, because drug dealer. So that's the point that she was
Mhm.
making. That's the point that I had kind of made at times as well. You had some people who decided to take that opportunity to be real freaking bigots, and that's pretty much what she was saying. But it didn't come out right, and man, she got smoked. That's all I'm gonna say. This is some serious. This is something that women would do. All right. So
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
we're catty like that.
yeah.
I mean, I would. I'm
On
not
on
even
the
gonna
on the
lie.
scale of Kathy, considering
I'm just that catty.
how she knocked her down. Yeah, yeah. I was not surprised. So somebody took her the bleep out.
Yeah.
Out. Ben Black, apparently Brazilian fans whenever Gascon after she shaded I'm Still Here actress on Brazilian TV. Oh no, she didn't. Ooh. Mm.
Hmm.
Well, I can't wait to see how this circus ends. Looks like I'm going to be watching the Oscars
Oh
to
gosh,
see
you're brave. That's cool.
what the heck happens.
Mm.
Yeah, I like what is it? Drink watch. I mostly watch it because I like to look at the fashions and everything, and I always make commentaries about who was nominated. Why is this movie nominated when nobody freaking saw it? You know, stuff
Oh,
like
I
that.
can't stand that. They have so many movies that get nominations and even Oscars, and I'm like, I never heard of it. That never, not
No,
even an ad, nothing.
no,
I'm like, did anyone even watch that?
no, because you have the people
But
who vote
somehow
for
it got an Oscar.
Oscars are just a lot of old farts that get sent screeners. Oh, okay, this might be a good one, but it is fielded. You know, Chris Gore saw all of them. Oh my goodness. Uh, I'm not sure what deserved Best Picture. Well, Best Picture, I would like for it to be Wicked, but who knows what'll happen with that. But I do know Best Animated Picture, that better go to The Wild Robot.
Mm.
That so deserves Best Picture for Best Animated Picture. So one last hot topic before we get to the Fantastic Four trailer. Thank you guys so much for being here. Since it is Black History Month, Halo decided that they would honor Black History Month
Hmm.
with this. This Black History Month, we're celebrating the contributions and culture of the Black community within Halo Studios and beyond. We're committed to fostering an environment where everyone feels valued and supported. Let's build a future where opportunity thrives for all. Um,
Is that another DEI thing?
yes,
Trying to make sure I was understanding that right.
yes, and it's offensive as hell because when I think Black History Month, all right, at least when I was a kid, Black History Month was finding out about different like
History.
Black inventors, history, inventors, singers, dancers, politicians, activists, doctors, engineers, scientists, things like that, where you got to know about certain Black Americans and the contributions that they made to society. People like Elijah McCoy, which is where we got the term the real McCoy from. He was an engineer. Lewis Latimer, who actually improved on Edison's design for the light bulb. Jan Magleteser, who developed the shoe lasting machine, which made shoes wear much more, a lot better than they did. And of course, you know, you got James Baskett, all these people who were, in Song of the South, Hattie McDaniel. I mean, people like this. To me, that's what Black History Month is supposed to be. Yes, Tina Beebe, like Charles Drew, who pioneered the blood transfusion, and he died needlessly because he wasn't treated, because he was at I forget the hospital that he went to, but they wouldn't treat him because he was Black. He came up with that. And this is what Black History Month is supposed to be. It's not about trauma porn, which is what they've turned it into, but finding out about these Black Americans and where they fit into our whole history. Like Benjamin Banneker, who not only was an astronomer, but do you know he was the one responsible for finishing the plans for Washington, D.C. when the French architect made a hissy fit and quit, which is not out of the ordinary for the French, but how many people know that? Why is that not taught?
I quit. Sorry.
I know I'm making it. I can joke about that. I have French ancestry. I can joke about that. But this is what Black history is. And they think that, all Africans just have the same 3 colors. No, we don't. No, we don't. I descend from, the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria. I do not see any of the patterns of color that Halo decided to throw up on there and think that that was representative of Black Americans. It's insulting. It's like, we did something. Nah.
But it has nothing to do with Black history. They're just using Black History Month to push their narrative.
Exactly.
And they're using it for the wrong reasons.
Totally. Yep, who invented the super soaker? Yep. George Washington Carver, the peanut. All those uses for the peanut. CJ says the French pretty much quit everything. That's true, because they were fur trappers. So yeah, Halo, whatever. Yeah, whatever, dude. Well, moving on, 118 of you folks in here. Thank you so very much. So, coming to us from Variety, the Fantastic Four trailer. Pedro Pascal leads Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and The Thing in Retro MCU review. I will say, from the picture, it gives me those comic book vibes, which I do like. However, the trailer leaves a lot to be desired. Hey, Aldo, good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, good luck with the deal. I do not want to file tax.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's what I gotta do. Whoa.
I'm not happy about that. I need like 5 hours and a bottle of rum in order to do that. Well, Erica, what's your first impression when you see this still? We're gonna EFAP the video in a minute.
The picture looks retro to me. I mean, just the way it was taken. I don't know if it was done on purpose or not, but it looks like a vintage photo. I don't know if they have a filter on it. But I also have to say, I don't really follow MCU, and I have not seen the Fantastic Four movies. I'm literally just going off of appearance and what um all my friends are saying that are in, into Marvel. But just my opinion when I look at it, to me, it looks vintage. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. You know, I would assume it's maybe good if you, I guess, like the older stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, it's the MCU for the most part is made for normies. So they're making it for folks like you, Erica. They really are. They want you to watch the MCU movies, and that's pretty much it. So they're not assuming that you know anything about the comic book lore,
Yeah, I
anything.
would fall for it easily. If you, I would probably watch a lot of these movies and think, oh, it was a good movie, not thinking beyond that because yeah, I'm not a comic book reader, so I wouldn't have like the true canon of the stories and the characters. So yeah, it's definitely catered to someone like me.
Mhm. Well, yeah, and it is supposed to be retro because it's supposed to be in the 60s. So,
Okay, I was gonna say I don't know why their outfits look like something from around the 1960s, but I wasn't sure if that's
mhm,
right or
yeah, they did it, and because it's I want to say they're all dipping into this retro thing of late. That seems to be the thing to do. So I am going to have to EFAP this so I don't get claims, but if I do, you know.
so. But the retro thing is that part of the canon, or is that something new? Or are they changing?
Um, no, it's part of it. It's I
Mhm.
want to say it's reminiscent of the Silver Age of Marvel,
Okay.
and that has a different feel as opposed to the more modern stuff.
Mm.
Trying to make it look like the old Fantastic Four movie, not the 2005 one. Yeah, see, I didn't see the
Mm.
old Fantastic Four movie. I'd heard about it. The 2005 one was the one that I got into because totally shallow thing.
Okay.
Jessica Alba blonde. I just thought that was so freaking cool. So I had to see her.
I just yeah, I just saw CJ's comment takes place in an alternate universe in the past. Huh. Okay.
Okay, so we doing that. All right. Ugh, okay. All right.
So they time travel?
Either time
The
travel
time
or well, time I was gonna say or the TVA involved, but that is time travel. I would not be surprised if the TVA shows up in
mm.
this darn thing. But let's see. Let's EFAP trailer here. Fair use. Fair use, YouTube.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week.
Okay. I love the 60s aesthetic. I do. That whole 60s space age rock man. I like that. Here's my thing. Why should you have to tell the audience that every Sunday you have dinner at 7?
Maybe because in the 60s TV shows did that? I don't know.
I don't know. It just to me it seems like it will be something to show the audience, not tell, but I guess for whatever reason that's going on, they've got to explain to this dude here in the back.
I I was sorry, Undead Nerd kinda read my mind here because I watched the trailer earlier, to kinda see what the hype was about.
So they
And
can be family role
I'll
models.
comment on that later. But yeah,
Okay.
that kinda ran through my mind. I'll talk about that later because I know you want to show more and you've got
That
other
line.
angles you wanna
Yeah. It seemed really it did seem cringy. Like we're just like everyone else. So let's show you.
Even I picked up on that, and I'm not an avid follower of, but I picked up on it real quick, like, oh, okay, it's like this
like a press
little
junket.
picture perfect 1950s, 60-ish
Do
like
they
family.
do they know that they have a well, I guess the film will answer this. At the time that, that this reporter is walking through there, does the world know that, Mr. Fantastic stretches and Sue Storm can be invisible, Johnny Storm is a human torch, and Ben Grimm is the thing? I mean, do they know this now? Well, yeah, actually they do. Hang on. I answered my own question.
Sunday at 7 on the dot, no matter what. We're all here.
And I'm sorry, I can't stand Pedro Pascal. I can't stand Pedro Pascal. He is so in freaking everything. And he just does not look like Reed Richards to me. He doesn't sound like Reed Richards to me. Reed Richards is one of the smartest men in the MCU, well, the Marvel Universe. And he's got that edge of arrogance to him, kind of like Tony Stark does. And I'm not I'm not getting it.
Is it like a smugness that comes through on their acting?
It should with the character.
Okay.
If you've ever worked around any extremely smart people, a lot of extremely smart people can be real a-holes.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
I
that
may or may not
edge.
know one in my immediate family.
But they do. I mean, Tony Stark, he's an engineer. Engineers are really freaking smug as hell too. I do have that from time to time, but there's that particular thing in his DNA. Just like if you watch the movie Oppenheimer, he's got that smugness, too, and they talk about it in the film. But that energy is just missing. I think Pedro's a good actor, but he's not Reed. That's the thing. He's not Reed Richards. And I feel like they just cast him because he's the current, he's the current thing. And I think that's why Zachary Levi or Jake Gyllenhaal or Matt Smith would have been a better Reed Richards. Yeah, I gotta agree. Too bad they had to use John Krasinski in Multiverse of Madness, because I did like his Reed Richards. He had that, not that he's a complete a-hole, because he's really not that Human Torch, but there's just this air of confidence that they have, that very, very smart people have for the most part. And that's not coming through with Reed Richards. He was good in The Wild Robot, though. Yeah, I think because I didn't have to see his face and he was voicing a fox, so that kind of worked. I didn't mind him in The Wild Robot, but I really didn't like him in Gladiator too. Just saying. Amanda says, no, he is certainly not Reed. Iron Gruford has been the best Reed so far. Is he from the 2005 one? Because I can't remember the name. Reed did become a villain in a run. Oh, okay. Okay. Chris Pratt is Star Pedro Pascal is just the new everything, everywhere, all at once. Yeah. Starting to make me wish Chris Pratt was in the role. Yeah, it's like they're putting him in everything. And
so he's overplayed. That's kind of what I'm gathering from some people. Like, I've been hearing that throughout streams. Seems like he's overplayed.
Yeah, he was what I would call overexposed. It's like he's just like in everything, and it's like, why not get someone else? It's kind of like with with the new Avengers movies that the Russo brothers
Mhm.
are doing. You decide to pick Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom. You couldn't pick somebody else. You can pick like Cillian Murphy or Matt Smith to be. Cillian Murphy would have been perfect, frankly, I think, as Victor Von Doom. But no, they go with Robert Downey Jr. It's like we already know him, you know, and he's in a lot of stuff. But with Pedro Pascal, it's like they keep forcing it, to work, and it just doesn't. For some reason, I don't get the same feeling with Chalamet, even though they cast him in everything nowadays too. Yeah, Timothy. Yeah, Timothy Chalamet. Reina Pedro Pascal is beloved by Hollywood executive because he is considered ambiguous. That means he can play multiple roles. So that's according to Goo. That's a good point. And let's see. Fantastic Four is like the franchise that never takes off. Yeah, Braylon. I mean, the 2005 version, I love that version, but it's like it didn't quite hit the mark, but it's the best one we have so far, and it's so upsetting to see these remakes continually, fail on launch. The Incredibles is a better Fantastic Four than anything we've got
Mhm.
before. You are absolutely right. If you want to talk about the best Fantastic Four movie, it would be The Incredibles. And I wonder if Brad Bird did that on purpose, actually. He might
But
have.
The Incredibles 4, like, inspired by Fantastic Four.
Hmm? I wonder
I
if
can see it.
yeah.
That kinda makes sense because what I picked up on from you is that each character in Fantastic Four has their abilities,
Hmm.
and they kinda do mirror a little bit the abilities in The Incredibles. Yeah, 'cause you never
although
know
they,
where Disney gets their
yeah.
inspiration from. She's
Although I kind of wish the Fantastic Four did have Jack because a little baby. He just changed moods. It was funny. They found out what a superpower was. Yeah. Yeah.
"Oh,
Incredibles is good.
it's totally wicked!"
Oh my gosh.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming?
I do like Herbie. I do. And it
Herbie's a robot?
yes, the robot. And it has a lot to do with C's aesthetic because he's got a tape deck for a face.
Mm,
Before you
okay.
had let's see, magnetic tape deck. So before you had floppy disks, before you had USB drives, before you had zip drives, before you had
Mhm.
network access storage, way before any of that stuff, you had a lot of stuff that was saved on magnetic tape, especially in the 60s.
Mhm.
So that reminds me of like a minimized version of one of those big computers in those huge computer rooms. So I do like this robot design. I do like this. So that's pretty cool.
How's that sauce coming?
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
Okay.
Here's quite possibly my biggest issue. And Phoenix Knight, good to see you. And Undead Nerd, when Herbie was introduced, the comics, they referenced the reason why he replaced Johnny in a cartoon. He wasn't in the room. Oh, okay. Okay. Good seeing you. Um, I don't like this. And here's why. And this is just me. With Ben Grimm as the Thing, Michael Chiklis did the best rendition of Ben Grimm. Not only did he have the acting chops and you can feel the gravitas because the Thing, he's got this gravelly voice and he's like a I want to say he's like a gentle giant in a way, kind of like
Mhm.
Beast is in the X-Men, and that was played by Kelsey Grammer. It's like that. I want to say that juxtaposition where you have, someone who's really, really smart and loves literature and all of that, and he's this big, huge, beast. Also, with the Michael Chiklis version, they used practical effects
Mhm.
for the thing. So his face would, his face, when we see the prosthetics, it actually felt like there was life in that. This is CGI. Now, maybe this is just their first pass on CGI, and I've heard some people say that. But here's my thing: why are you going to release a half-ass teaser?
Yeah.
The teaser is
So
to make you want to see it.
the facial expression doesn't seem to match the vocal expression when he says what he does.
Yeah, let me roll it back a little bit, because I'm glad you caught that, because that threw me off too.
Oh, no, that I
Yeah, I'll be
caught
the
it when I
judge of that.
first watched it earlier.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it threw me off earlier too, and I was like, wouldn't someone have a more I don't know, like, have more expressive eyes, even smile, that, yummy, like, "Okay, this is good." And they're yeah, it yeah, it had a very stone face to that express I mean, unless it was done on purpose for that reason.
I, d- I don't. Yeah, it doesn't look right. It just seems off. This, like you're saying, the speech doesn't seem to match what's being rendered, and it just feels like a robot. And the thing is not a robot. Herbie looks like he's got more life than the thing, but the thing, he's huge. He's got, like, this brick broken up surface on his face, but he's very expressive. And it's like you can't feel anything for the character, which is just a shame. Tina says this scene went on too long, and there's supposedly an inside joke about a bear show. If people don't know what that is, the joke falls flat. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't get it. That'd be over my head.
Okay. Yeah, checklist is a gold standard for thing. Yeah. And they should know this. Especially in fan circles, they should know this, that if it's not going to top the Michael checklist, or at least meet it more than halfway, that it's not going to work. Let's see. Dylan Soup says it's not a terrible recreation of the 60s appearance, but the close-up shots make him look like a deep sea fish. And I mean,
Yeah,
his
still my opinion.
unibrow is comic accurate. I will say that. But it's just uh, the proportions don't seem right. And Security Deb said, is the thing proportions off? And I think they are. It's like when I look at it, something, I don't know if is it that his head's too small? I don't know. I don't know. He puts raw garlic in an already cooked roast. You didn't saute the I know, I caught that too. I caught that too.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, Go and Shogi have brought it up first, I think, in a pro stream, where it's like you put raw garlic already in the sauce that's done. This is just my opinion, but I think raw garlic is very, very strong, which is why I like putting it in my
Oh,
pico
yeah.
gallo. Or whenever I make like the Mediterranean dip for extra virgin olive oil, like I'll have fresh minced garlic, Parmesan cheese, oregano, rosemary, and you have all of that like smashed up with the fresh garlic, because you're supposed to have that bite to it. But yeah, I don't know why they did it, and well, they did it like that. I wonder if they'll come up though. I wonder if it'll show up later on.
Is this
in the
guy
movie.
good or what? I want to add a couple cloves of garlic. Not because it's not delicious. I just want to add a little bit of zip.
A couple cloves. He's gonna really screw that sauce up. Undead Nerd says, I like the sound effect when he claps. That was kind of cool. That's kind of cool. And Amanda says the thing here is actually comic book accurate, and now comes my issue. They're going to take the wrong lessons from this. See, even the fans don't like comic book accuracy. That could be possible. I know for me, it's like yeah, I can tell the face is definitely comic book accurate, but there is just something about the CGI that there's a lot of life missing, and something just seems off. There's things that the human eye can pick up on, and something just doesn't really seem right for this one. Though yeah, the voice sounds off. And Go and Shogi nailed it. It looks like claymation.
Yeah.
Probably not in a good way. Probably not in a good way. Garlic salt is the best seasoning ever. Oh, I love garlic salt.
I use garlic powder a lot.
Yeah, I use
I don't
garlic
want
powder
salt in
when
my
I don't
diet.
when I don't want to crush a clove of garlic.
Oh, right. I'm the same way. I'm like, oh,
Gonna do. Yes, you should always pre-cook your garlic to the flavors. Yeah. Yes, the head versus the hands doesn't look right. Yeah, something it's just off. I don't know. What if his flavor palette is out of whack since he's a rock? So he adds extra strong flavor so he can taste food like he used to. Maybe the rest of their group will pretend to be okay with it due to the guilt. Well, we'll see how that plays out. That's an interesting point. We'll see how that plays out.
Okay.
T-5.
I do like this. This is extremely accurate for the time period. Some folks probably it'll go over their head, but for a science and engineering and space program nerd that I am, to see the chalkboard with the equations on it, that's a big deal. And chalkboards still need to be used. Yeah. I mean, you've got dry erase boards, God bless them. However, the fact that you have to use the special eraser and all of that, no. And no. I used to use these a lot to do like calculus problems, physics problems, chemical equations, all of
yep.
all of
Nope.
that.
Not me. I'm not that smart. Nope.
I'm like, man, the type of stuff that's in my brain. I tell people I can read the Greek alphabet upper and lower, not because I want to, but because I had to as an engineer.
-5.
Before we went up the first time, you couldn't turn invisible.
And I do like this. It's like a mix between the retro 60s and that feel of the space program. Because was it Apollo? Tom, you're going to have to correct me. Was Apollo 11 the one that blew up on the pad? Because now that I'm looking about this might be analogous in a way. Before we had our first successful voyage to the moon, the Apollo mission before that, as soon as they lit up the engines, the whole thing just like blew up, and it set the space program back. So I just noticed that with all of this, what happened to them on the first mission, I think so.
Crystal Joe. Krista Joe's got a good comment there. That resounds with me because I had a passing thought on that earlier.
This feels like the Eternals again, a story out of sequence that will confuse everyone. Guess I'll have to rely on fans stitching Marvel shows and movies together to get where this fits to the MCU. And see, that's what pisses me off because you shouldn't have to watch
Do that.
series. I mean, the movies I get because when I saw Avengers Endgame, no, not Endgame, Infinity War, like I didn't see why people were clapping so hard because Cap was able to throw Thor's hammer. I'm like, I don't get that. But someone told me go watch Age of Ultron. Okay, so I went back, watched one movie, boom, caught up. Not a big deal. But you
Yeah.
shouldn't sit through hours of a Disney Plus television series that you
Mhm.
pay for.
But that did cross my mind as I was watching the trailer earlier. I was wondering, okay, well, um, and and I was there in the pro show, like listening in, and that was one thing that had crossed my mind is okay, well, I'm wondering if there's going to be like a timeline, like where does this fit in the timeline of events, and could someone like me watch this, or if I watched it, am I going to be completely lost because I have no sense of the timeline, the cohesiveness, which is why I've never followed the MCU because even in their ads and the commercials, it doesn't even look cohesive from one movie to the next. So it's just lost me, even in advertising for the movies. Um, there's no sense of, you know, replays from the previous movie and then tying that in with the current one in the ads, and it's just confusing. So it does not draw me in at all. Um,
It's like it doesn't know
that's
what
just me.
story it really wants to tell.
Mhm.
But let's see what more we got here.
Ben wasn't a rock.
The best pilot in the world right here.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice seeing what he looked like before he turned into the Thing because I don't think that was in the 2005 movie. So I thought this was a cool shot. And again, they're keeping it with the retro feel with the, retro television set. So that's a nice touch to kind of have that there.
Best looking, he means. And Johnny.
Which is interesting because he doesn't look like that anymore. And of course, here you got Johnny Storm. I don't know if I really like the actor as Johnny Storm. Sorry, I still keep seeing Chris Evans saying, I'm going to need names. I'm going to need names and shots. That's the Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm that I know.
They never caught fire.
Though the effect is cool
Mhm.
as a Human Torch. I always thought he had like the
Human
coolest
Torch.
power.
Wow,
Human Torch.
yeah, that's pretty accurate.
And let's see here.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
Yeah, and Johnny is kind of like a. How was he? I don't know. It's kind of hard to. Johnny was just like a typical, but Johnny just wanted to party. Really, he just seemed like the party dude. Starlina says, "I totally get it," and he doesn't catch the role that Evans did. Yeah,
So
it's okay.
it's one another thing I'm picking up on is that they've changed the actors that played these characters in the past. So there's been like a switch, like a change.
Do you mean like they would switch the actors?
Yeah, did they change the act from the previous movies? Or is
Yeah,
it the same actors playing the same roles from the
no,
previous movie?
totally
Okay.
different. totally different roles. In the 2005 version, you had Michael Chiklis as the Thing. You had Jessica Alba as Sue Storm. You had Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, and I forget who played Reed Richards,
And they
Mr.
couldn't
Fantastic.
they couldn't bring those guys back, or did they just age out of the roles? I mean, was there a reason
Uh,
not to do that?
prob-
Because it's been so long.
I don't know, probably aged out. I'm not sure. I think they kind of like went on to uh to other things. I'm not quite sure, but I do know that when they came out with the reboot of Fantastic Four, I was not interested. Plus, didn't they race swap Johnny Storm in that one too? I think that was probably one of the reasons why I wasn't interested in it.
Hi. And I am right here.
Now that is actually a cool effect with her being the Invisible Woman. I mean, in 2005 one, it was kind of cheesy how they did it, but I do kind of like how they did this here.
And I am right here. Whatever life throws at us.
Nice shot, actually. If you caught that, that's a nice shot of him above Florida right there.
We'll face it together.
Cool cars. I love 60s cars. Steel tanks with style. It's pretty much what they were.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous with the fishtails and like everything. And I think that's the Fantastic car right there. As you can see the emblem on there. And apparently that's John Malkovich. I don't know which character he's playing. Do you guys in the chat know which character John Malkovich is playing in this?
That guy looks like Dumbledore to me.
He does, doesn't he? It may be on purpose. I kid,
He
but
just looks like a wizard.
You know? Oh my gosh.
That was the first thing I saw. And I was like, "Oh, look, it's Dumbledore." That was the first thing that.
You know what? I should have brought this up on IMDb. I really should have. Yeah, 2025. Let me see who is playing. Who is John Malkovich playing here? The dude from Cobra Kai is in this movie? Really? Okay. No, it says John Malkovich. Doesn't say what he plays, but we'll just call him Dumbledore from now on, since that seems to fit. We're just gonna call him Dumbledore. If this is Galactus that we're seeing, I'm not impressed. That is not what I remember Galactus looking like. Galacticus. I keep saying it wrong. That does not. Galacticus is not a kaiju. Much bigger. Much bigger than that.
As a family.
Okay, so they're gonna do the family thing. Welcome to the family. So
There's the family theme again.
But we'll see if they'll nail it. I will say I do like Vanessa Kirby. Her acting in this trailer is probably the performance that I like the most. But then again, this is a teaser. Yep, like Cynthia Carter says, this is just a teaser, so it isn't going to give you a lot. I would say I don't feel drawn to it really, but at least I am not repelled. So I'm willing to see what the next trailer shows.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, yeah, because it's not
Yeah.
the complete trailer. Although I think for a teaser it should have been actually a bit shorter than that. It's an okay trailer. I've got my nitpicks um about it, but we'll see. Because here's the other thing. I'm wondering, they're probably going to play the preview for this along with Captain America Brave New World. So I'll have to note if it comes off a bit different in the theater than it does, seeing it on the small screen. But either way, visuals aside, it seems the storyline is just kind of all over the place. So we shall see. Chris Evans will always be the Human Torch to me. Oh, and Captain America. See, that's why that line in Deadpool and Wolverine was so freaking funny. I did not expect him to yell flame on, and I felt so stupid. I was like, wait, he played Johnny Storm. Of course he would say that. That was funny. Krista Joe says I would be okay if Marvel decided to have a retro MCU phase. Then at least we would know that all the next stories are in a specific era or something. Alternate universe timeline. Just tell us. Yeah, and that may be
Yeah.
what this MCU latter part of phase 5, I guess you can say, is it gonna be. But again, I don't like the fact that they want you to watch all these Disney Plus shows before you see the movie. So we'll see what
Ooh,
happens.
to understand it? Oh, yeah, I can't. I don't have that much time in a day,
No, no, we
let
didn't
alone the
have to do
interest.
that. We didn't have to do that. It was like, oh, we just catch up on the movie. You got a Marvel movie every like 2 years or
Mhm.
something like that. And if you missed a movie, I mean, it caught you up, but some specifics, you just go back and watch the previous movie and you're caught up. Amanda says the Human Torch and Spider-Man were considered rivals. They got into little spats quite a bit, but they were a pair of teen boys. Yes. Yes,
Mm.
they were. Yes, they were. Ion Gruford as Reed Richards in 2005. Okay. Okay. And they did show the thing before he turned it into the thing. Why do I not remember that? Thanks for letting me know because
Why
I
do they call
thought
him
he did.
Thing? He looks like a rock. I just call him Rock or Rocky,
That is
Stony.
that is an excellent question. I never knew why they called him the thing.
I think of
Or
a thing. I
maybe
don't know. I my mind kinda goes to Swamp Thing. I don't know why. I guess
or maybe when people
or
saw
Thing
him, they were
1,
like,
Thing
"Dude,
2.
what is that thing?" I mean, that could possibly be what it was.
Like, clearly you're a rock.
Though I will say this lady does look more like Sue than Jessica did, and I agree with you on that. I love Jessica Alba, but she looked too young, I think, for the part. But at that particular time in Hollywood, she was one of the it girls. So
Mhm.
Jessica Alba, boys love Jessica Alba. Okay.
Yep, I remember that name a lot back then. Mhm.
Let's see. Da-da-da-da. This character is Red Ghost in the comics. He tries to recreate the Fantastic Four origin with monkeys, and then him and the three monkeys get superpowers.
Mm.
Hmm. This is why I asked you guys. Galactus looks sick. His height is always like that in the comics. I hate using that excuse because it gives the silver bikini defenders fuel, but as long as he can drink the Indian Ocean in a second. Okay, I didn't realize he was always that height. Maybe I'm having a brain fart and I didn't remember. But I guess the silver tits defenders, I guess so. I can say that. It's far enough. It's far enough in this stream. I can say that. So is RDJ, and then in this movie, I thought Victor Von Doom was always with the Fantastic Four before they became heroes and a villain. This is where I'm confused at because you're absolutely right. Victor Von Doom is the foil or the arch nemesis of the Fantastic Four, at least the most famous one that I know of. So if he's in it, they're keeping it under wraps. Who's to say that they don't drop that as an end credits thing? My money is it on being an end credit if they do it. If they do it. Vin Diesel already did Family. Superman, July 11th, going to be a fun summer. Yeah, Superman. I'm agnostic about that because I'm not a DC head. Really, I'm a DC normie. So I just want to see if his eyes are going to be straight when he flies. When I see the movie, that's all I care about, really. Hey, later, Phoenix nerd. I mean, sorry, Phoenix Knight. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to wrap this up. The Thing is actually just a shortened version of Grimm's real superhero moniker. Ah, okay, okay. So Galactus is that small, but the Eternals Guardians are bigger than a planet. I'm confused. You're not the only one. Paul Walter Hauser is going to play Mole Man. Oh, okay. Okay. He's going to play Mole Man. I know who Mole Man is. He's also going to play Chris Farley. The movie's made by Josh Gad, unfortunately. Ugh. They might make Galactus a celestial. Oh, God, I hope. I only watched 10 minutes of The Eternals, and then I had to shut it off because that movie was so daggone bad.
Wow.
You to watch that piece of crap. I totally do. Braylon says, Eric and Rock, well done on that.
We had a funny comment saying I would have been copyrighted for the name. Oh gosh, Rock, and I said, "Oh yeah, Rocky would be taken too."
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So then I said, maybe they should call him Stony, but it'd be funnier if he smoked grass. That's smoke coming out of his mouth all the time.
Oh, by the way, the chick who directed The Eternals, apparently she's the one who's going to be working on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer reboot. Have you heard this?
So yeah, I heard about the reboot, and that Sarah Jessica Gellar is coming back, reprising her role, at least for the pilot.
Mm-hmm.
But there's heavy rumor she's going to be in the show, and there's speculation that since she's making an appearance, that the former cast, some of those guys may come back. I don't know, I'm a little I don't understand the need to reboot. It's like with Charmed, they tried that, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it did well because it was just nothing like the original series. And I have a feeling this could potentially go in the same direction, but I think what's gonna hook people in, at least at first, is uh Sarah Michelle Gellar coming. Sorry, did I say Sarah Jessica? I meant Sarah Michelle. Um,
That's okay. I knew what you meant.
with yeah, um, 3 name actresses. I'm like, can you just stick to 2 names, a first and a last name? Um, yeah, I think her coming back would be. I mean, I'm fascinated by it. I would at least watch the pilot just to see what the tone
Mm-hmm.
is going to be for the show, just to kind of gauge, okay, where are they kind of going with this? Um, but I can't promise it would keep me interested in the same way the original series did.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued. I don't like the reboots. I hope Joss Whedon isn't involved because he's another male feminist I can't freaking stand. So we shall see when it comes to that. But someone just brought up another point that I wanted to talk about, and who is it who did that? On it? Where did that go? Okay, Undead Nerd said, "Here's hoping after Silver Bikini's first scene, she dies a second later." Notice we didn't see her in the trailer.
I don't know who Silver Bikinis is.
Well,
I didn't even know what the
Undead
reference was.
Undead
But I
Nerd
was
is
thinking of
making
a
a
silver bikini.
he's
Sorry.
making a joke because there's a Silver Surfer who is a man,
Okay. Oh.
and I'm forgetting his government name because I just know him as the Silver Surfer. Um, but in this version, the Silver Surfer is not a man. The Silver Surfer
Oh.
is
So
Shala
they
Ball,
gender
is a
swapped.
female. Yes, because when people think
Okay.
of the Silver Surfer,
Okay.
that's a dude. And I'm blanking
Mm,
out his name. Y'all gonna have to help me because for some reason my brain can't my brain can't access that part. But yeah, Shala Ball is a Silver Surfer. It's not the Silver Surfer. So they made the Silver Surfer a woman for reasons I have no freaking idea why they did that. But apparently, they wouldn't have even had to do that if they had just gone with Nova, who was already a woman, who was the herald for Galactus. But
mhm.
shall see what the heck goes on. But I think it's interesting that we didn't get to see that. So I don't know if it's something low key. I don't know if it's something where she shows up and gets blown to bits. Thank you, Norin Rad. Thank you. That's why I love y'all that you have. Norin Rad is the Silver Surfer. Yeah. And actually, I think Lawrence Fishburne did his voice the last time we saw the Silver Surfer. And I'm like, what the
Teaching
heck?
Jennifer Aniston Silver Surfer.
Oh, that's freaking funny. That's freaking funny. So overall, I know Erica, since you're a normie, looking at this particular trailer. Oh, wait, before I do that, hang on, because this is what I wanted to show y'all. Because Erica doesn't know who Silver Surfer is. Okay.
No, there have been unusual occurrences.
So this is Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer, which I did like. That's a Silver Surfer right there, Norm Rad,
Oh, okay.
voiced by Lawrence Fishburne, and his voice is so cool. How he brings the Silver Surfer to life. The Silver Surfer is one of the coolest dudes in the Marvel comics. I loved seeing him, and yes, Fishburne was an awesome Silver Surfer. That chase scene was an all-time comic book movie scene. Yes, yes, it was. So there's the Fantastic Four movie in 2005, and then Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer in 2007.
Okay.
Nation said that movie was having fun with it. Or maybe it's in that category. If it's so bad, it's good. Well, let's put it this way. I watched it to hear Lawrence Fishburne too, right? Yeah, I enjoyed it though. I like the effect of the Silver Surfer. That was pretty cool. Although it's a lot better than anything Disney Marvel has put out so far. But
Hmm.
yeah. So for you, interest in this movie? Yeah.
I don't know. Um, I'm not a huge movie goer. to begin with. A movie has to really, and it's really hard for a movie to catch my attention. Um, I have yet to even see Deadpool, so I mean that tells you the probability. I will see Deadpool before I see this movie.
Okay.
You know, and I know it's not in theaters anymore. My son got a new sound system, so tonight, actually, he was like, "Hey, mom, I know what movie we're gonna watch with my new sound system. You're gonna get in here and we're gonna make you watch Deadpool." I said, "Okay."
All right. Don't drink anything. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, that could be fun,
A lot of
but no, I
laughs.
won't.
Unexpected. I mean, really, opening credits. Just opening credits were they were freaking hilarious. How they shot that. That's all I'm gonna say. I know. As for me, honestly, if I didn't review this type of thing, my interest in it is not really very high. I mean, things could change by
Mhm.
the time they come out with an actual proper trailer. But as someone who's read the comics, as someone who's a fan of the
Yeah.
2005, 2007 movies, and the way that this trailer just kind of seems like a fever dream, so to speak,
Yeah.
interest not very high. I would have to say the new Superman movie would draw me a bit more. And even with that one, I'm not chomping at the bit to freaking see it.
Yeah, it's hard for me to speak intelligently to a lot of the comic book movies because even if I followed the movies, I still never read the comics. So, I would still feel like there's a sense of ignorance in that, you know? So I follow, like, y'all's lead that are, like, the super fans, who read the comics and weigh in on the movies. I tend to follow, like, "Okay, well, if that one's good, I'll put it on my long list of movies to catch up on. If it's a no-go, okay, I okay, not that one."
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
like my book list.
I think with the MCU movies, they're mainly made for normies, but with a logical nod to the comic book aficionados. There seemed to be that really nice blend, and that happened right up until Endgame, and then after that, fell off a cliff. And it seemed like they didn't care about comic book accuracy, didn't even care about retaining the normie fans to come in and watch this stuff. So
Mhm.
we shall see. Fannie Willis Booty. Hello, my dear. Says I nominate Lorena for the Sue Richards part. Then I go buy a ticket. Long as I can recast who Reed Richards is, okay? Because I'm not too Pedro Pascal. Heck no. Heck no. Hey, Virginia. Ron's lovely wife
Hi.
there. How you doing? How you doing? As usual, time for the show goes
Ooh.
way too fast. I'm so thankful for you guys being here with us. Erica, what do you have going on to let the folks know about?
I ain't got a dang thing going on right now. I'm just string hopping. Gosh, Erica, I can't talk. Stream hopping is
That's a
basically
thing.
what I've been doing.
That's a
I
thing.
just hopping on whatever streams I get invited on. Um, I was on George the Giant Slayer's member stream on Sunday, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Finally
that's
got to
good.
meet him and some of the members of his channel, so that was really fun and new. So that's just what I'm doing right now. Although Christian did invite me with his friends to go to Rolantica this Sunday, which I forgot to tell Raph about. It's Europa Park's indoor water park. Um,
Oh.
So, problem is, Florida girl here psychologically cannot wrap her brain around going swimming in 20-degree weather, despite the fact that it's all indoors. Psychologically, I have a hard time adjusting. We've been here 11 years, and I still cannot bring myself to swimming in the winter. I don't care how many indoor pools there are around here, it's still not hot outside.
Yeah, that cold weather hits you with that wet hair, and you're just like, "Oh,
Yeah,
no,
you don't
bad
wanna go
idea."
anywhere or really do anything, so it really is hard to get motivated to get out and do anything, which is another reason, we're just it is so cold outside, and it's getting colder right now. There's snow in the forecast for this week, at least for Kaiserslautern, where we're at,
Mhm.
but where Rulantica is, no snow in the forecast for the weekend, but it's still gonna be, like, 25 or 32. Oh, it's gonna be really cold.
Oh, man. Oof.
It would be nice to
Um
vlog it, yes, but, I don't know.
Oh, man, I so do not, I do not miss I don't miss that cold. I don't miss the cold, but the snow sounds beautiful, but don't say you don't have anything going. Let me tell you, before I had a channel, like, actually doing anything on my channel, all I did was stream hop. I kid
Stream
you not.
hop. It's fun
They're like,
stream
"What are"
hopping. I feel like Coastal Casino sometimes. You just stream hops,
like, "Where
and we
am I
have that
going
joke, like,
next?"
"Do you ever sleep?" But I know he does a lot more than just stream hopping. I know he does a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and he's got all kinds of things going on. Um
Yeah, he's got a lot happening. He's coming down here for MegaCon, so I'll be popping in,
I'm so
for
jealous.
that. Check
I'm
that
so
out.
homesick right now. I'm
Oh.
homesick too. All of you guys seeing each other this weekend, I'm like, I wish I could be there to meet everybody in person.
Yeah, I gotta meet you, girl. Yeah, I didn't go out into that pool. Mm-mm. No, no. Y'all
Like,
heard
I'm
me on
not
the
there
stream.
yet.
I'm like, mm-mm. I'm just gonna look at it from the inside and see how nice it is.
Yep.
Y'all are crazy.
A Florida native does not go swimming until late May. And even then, June, that's when you know you're getting in the water.
Mhm.
Until maybe the first 1, 2 weeks of September, then that's it. Then you don't go swimming again until the next
Mm.
end of May, early June.
I'm not getting in the pool where I can see steam rising off of the pool because the outside is colder. The temperature of the water in the pool. I'm not a Midwesterner. I'm not a Cape Codder, and I'm not a Canadian, so I wouldn't be going in there. As for your girl, let's see, what day is it? It is Tuesday. Oh, tomorrow, Wednesday, since I owe you guys a do-over for the Mardi Gras parade. Thank you guys so much for your patience. The Prism app just like went crazy. Apparently, I didn't get to
Mm.
update it, so finally updated. So we should be good. So we're
Mm.
gonna watch the Mardi Gras parade again tomorrow at Universal Orlando. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully, this time I will inadvertently catch beads again. I'll just like fall on my arm or something like that. People are crazy for beads. All right,
I'm
it's
gonna
it's
hush.
it's it's nuts. New Orleans was worse. No, I didn't do the frowned upon thing because my mother said when I told her I was going to Mardi Gras in New Orleans, she said, "Please don't end up on Cops." Because the TV
Mm.
show Cops would always have a Mardi Gras special, and you would
Oh.
see the craziest stuff. Just go on
Mm.
YouTube, look up Cops Mardi Gras special. And you
Oh,
see, like, the
geez.
mounted, the New Orleans police, they're all on horseback in the quarter for a
Wow.
reason.
I've never been to Louisiana, but in Tampa, we had Gasparilla, which is like our version of Mardi Gras, and I mean that night parade. Yeah, let's just say hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil of my high school days, and we'll leave it at that.
Mardi Gras is about 12 different parades within the space of a week. And on Mardi Gras, actual Mardi Gras, I think every day there's like 2 parades or something like that. And on Mardi Gras, too, like the biggest ones. Although I forget when Endymions is held, but that's the night parade. It is insane. People grilling on the parade route, drinking at
Oh.
10 o'clock in the
Oh.
morning.
Oh.
Mardi Gras is a crazy ass
Yeah, I
experience.
heard it's crazy.
It's nuts. Don't wear your good shoes in the quarter either.
I
You don't want to do that. It's lovely smells in the quarter. Not really. I mean,
Mm.
it's over like 400 years old, so yeah, sewage drainage isn't really so good sometimes.
Okay.
You go to Universal, you get the nice sanitized version, so you don't have people flashing their titties for boobs. Okay, I mean for bees.
For bees. Well, girl, they do it for both.
They're like, throw me something, miss. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, because if you do that, you will get arrested.
Shots for boobies.
Yes. How'd you get those beads? Yeah, well, I got them. Let's just say that. No, I did not flash it for beads at all. But yeah, go to the one at Universal. It's very family friendly. It is the floats. They're directly from the same people who do the floats in New Orleans for all the Mardi
Cool.
Gras parades. So the
I
artwork
didn't know that.
on them are crazy. Yes, the
No, I
same.
didn't know that at all.
Mhm. It's the
Oh,
same
wow.
exact float company that does them. I think they
Mhm.
add a new one every year or
Mhm.
swipe one out. Like the mascot for the Mardi Gras parade at Universal is King Gator.
Oh,
So yeah, so he's
makes
he's the
sense.
mascot.
King
Mhm.
Gator.
King
Huh.
Gator. Yep, this float has like 3 components on it. It's a huge float, and he's got like steam that snorts out of his nose.
Oh, nice.
It's really,
I
it's
do not
really.
like king cake. It tastes I do not like the taste of it
Yeah, I'm not.
at
What if I
all.
want to see people get arrested? Watch the version of Cops. Like literally,
See,
that.
Tom, this is why you should have gone to Gasparilla, but you wanted to be cheap. You could have gotten quite the show at the night parade. I tell you what, though, Tampa has a St. Patrick's night parade. That one gets just as nutty. Hint, hint.
Oh, I
Don't ask me
believe
how
it.
I know. That's classified.
Man, alcohol in the South, something's gonna pop. Tom said always next year. That's why during my Florida show, remember I showed those pictures, had said, struggling to get up the next morning after Gasparilla, and
Oh,
people were like crashed out. That's very true. That's very true. But I will see you guys tomorrow at about 5:45. So I have that prime spot so we can watch the parade and go through the very, very true to actual reality. The Mardi Gras tribute store, they have recreated the swamp so good. I thought I was on my great grandma's porch. It's
oh,
so
my.
wild.
Oh.
And they have a disco Yeti. Like literally they clowned Yeti at Disney at Animal Kingdom and Expedition Everest. It doesn't work. Yes, they did. They did. Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
yeah, they did, man. I tell you. And yes, the meetup is still on for Saturday. So I'll be making another post on the community tab of my YouTube channel. We are having a channel meetup this Saturday at 10:30 a.m. over at the Everglades Donuts in Disney Springs. It is free to park. at Disney Springs, can meet us at Everglades Donuts. It's actually closer to the orange parking garage. There's all these picnic tables. There's artificial turf. Get some coffee or whatever. Get the most disrespectful donut you think you can handle, and we're just gonna hang out for a little bit, meet each other in person, and just chew fat. So yes, that's going to be on Saturday. I cannot wait to meet so many of you. So you all have an amazing, amazing rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. No Resort Recon Live on Saturday because I got a meetup and I'm going to be at MegaCon. But I will be back Sunday night because welcome to Florida. I'm going to let you know what happened at MegaCon. So you do not want to miss that. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you subscribe to Erica. Make sure you're subscribed to me, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
All right, everyone. Let's tidy things up.
Autobots, start your engines!
Not under the rug.
We'll keep singing without fail, otherwise we'd spoil it.
Ready, Prime. Let's roll.
Hosing down the garbage pail and scrubbing up the toilet. Woo!
That's all, folks.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.